Hello students, in this video I'm going to discuss something new and what is new. So let's start with this video. Actually what I'm going to tell you in this video is that a step-by-step guide how to choose final year project. Actually I am going to discuss the overall way to select for the selection of final year project, but at the end what I will tell you the project choices, final year project choices in the domain of civil engineering. So let's start. So let me start. There are some project pictures which I have selected to show you. These are some sort of testing related to civil engineering in which you are going to do your final year project. So what are the ways and what are the steps you have to follow before you are going for the selection of your final year project? Obviously those students who are in their undergrads and they are in their final year, so obviously they are just moving towards their final year projects, so they have to select any one project for their final year. And mostly these types of projects, for example, these types of projects are contains marks around 200, so they contains the maximum marks. So obviously you should select the project properly, and you have to follow the steps and guidelines, and you must have to take advice from your supervisors, your teachers, your mentors. There are lots of things you have to take care of it while you are selecting your FIP. So right now what I am going to tell you, what are the steps you have to follow. So let's start, and I am moving towards the next slide. And what is it? Step number one. This is the step number one in which you have to generate or explore the ideas or of FIP. So the very first thing you need when trying to get a project topic are ideas. You have to generate the ideas. How can you generate the ideas, or how can you sort it out? What are the topics you can select it? So obviously you have to search it out. You have to search it out according to your field, or something. You have to check it out whether something is happening new or not, to get a grasp of what you are really going to be working on. There are a number of factors to consider and places to look when it comes to ideas. Obviously, you don't have a single subject in your undergrads. Obviously, you have a variety of subjects. But what is your focus? What is your focus? Your focus should be on the design subjects. Whatever the field you have, whether you are in the civil engineering, whether you are in computer engineering, whether you are in mechanical engineering, whether you are in electrical engineering, but when it comes to FIP, so you have to imagine or point out your ideas according to the design methodology. For example, you have to identify those subjects which are the part of designing, and obviously that relates to your practical field work. So you have to select those subjects and sort it out which subject is your favorite, and you can work it out in that, and it will be fun for you to work in that subject. So you have to first you have to sort it out. Secondly, one thing is that what you have to do, you have to sort out your friends and what are the members you have to select for your project as well. And obviously they also want to work and date in that area. Don't force anyone. So, and you also have to take guidance from your supervisors as well. So your project supervisor, he or she happens to be very important in your choice of topic. You could either be assigned a topic by your supervisor, or you could be given freedom to choose, in which case you must consider his or her area of speciality and interest. Questions like the ones below can be very helpful. I will tell you later on. And what will be the topics you have? I Nowadays mostly research projects are going on, and mostly students are taking, or are they are interested in the research projects. So they will be able to write down their research papers in their final year. So it will be helpful for them. So they must have to take select the topic or the subject. For example, if someone is doing civil engineering, so what are the domains of the civil engineering? First, you have to decide it. For example, structural designing, construction management, bridge designing, road designing, transportation, traffic engineering, and highway engineering, road construction, project management. The hydraulics is there, water management. There are lots of things you can work it out. So it's totally up to you. First, you have to decided in which subject or in which topic you want to work on it for, and you also have to check it out. In that subject, you are master of it, and you love to work in that subject or in that area. Secondly, what you have to check it out, what is the demand in the market. So you have to search it out, which research type of which type of testing is famous or is demanding in the market. Which type of software is famous in the market right nowadays. Whenever if you go in the market just complete after completing your final year, so you will be able to grab the job. So it will make easier for you. Secondly, what is the thing you have to consider it, that what are the research projects are going on in the abroad as well. You have to check it out in which university you will get the supervisor according in your domain, and in which university you want to apply for the masters. So what will be your master subject or master specialization in that subject. So you have to select that area in which you have mastery, so you want to work in that. So then you have to go and discuss to the project supervisor and ask his or her speciality and her interest as well. If a project supervisor is having interest in that area, so obviously he or she will be the best mentor for you. So these are the some this is the first step. How can you generate your ideas and how can you discuss with your project supervisor. So I am moving towards the online resources. One more thing, this is the best solution. If you are decided, if you have been decided that you have to select this domain, so what you have to do, you have to search out research papers in those areas which you have interest. So you have to search out the research paper. What are the methodologies? What is the literature review? What is the scope and objective of that research paper in the area which you want to work in it. So you have to read it, those literature reviews, those papers, to sort it out. How can you work it out? So it will be the guideline, and it will be helpful for you for writing the synopsis. So when you will go to the project supervisor, so he want to grab you. So make like this, that you read the different papers related to the your domain where you want to work, and then go to the supervisor and visit to him. So he or she will love to work with you. So online resources, there is likely to be so many information online about your perceived or proposed area of interest. It is advisable to check out resources online on relevant sites. Relevant sites, what does it mean by it? You don't go to the Wikipedia, you have to go on the literature side. So you have to go for the academia.edu and forums, so as to have a more exposed view of what you are considering. And you can take guide from your seniors as well. You can consult with your senior or your batch mates, or you can search out the groups or Facebook groups where your seniors seniors are there, so you can ask to them which area is good, and you can ask your seniors who are working in the field, so they can also guide you which work is going best in the market, and which field is working is going very good in the market, what is the demand of which field is having the demand more in the market, so they will tell you also. So there may be interesting aspects to your project area which you have not known and may eventually decide to focus on. So these are the things you have to consider. These are the steps. Number one, you have to focus on it. You have to decide it. How can you work on it? So let's move on the next slide. Step number two, that is the main step, resources. For example, you are going or planning to make a railway bridge from Pakistan to Iran. So it is not possible in your FIP because you are not dreaming right now, because this is your final year project, and you don't have only the final year project in your final year. You also are having the courses also over there. So you have to pick that idea or pick that topic which is practically possible. So what you have to do, experimental project work. For example, if you want to do some sort of research and you need some testing machines or equipments over there, so obviously you have to check your feasibility whether you have the budget. If you don't have that apparatus or testing machineries or equipments in your lab of university, so you have to go some testing lab and you have to pay over there. So whether you are able to pay there, or is that your budget allow you to do that. So what you have to do, so the experimental projects was what if on the other hand your project requires experiments and laboratory work, it is important to be sure about the cost implications money wise as compared to your financial capacity. Exactly the same thing what I have told you. Also, availability of resources to carry out literature review for your work is a must. For example, you are working, you are going to do something innovative and you are not getting any literature over that. So there must be something, you will find it, and you have to progress the work and do new things as well in that area. But try to keep things step by step and keep it in mind. You will get for example, you have a lot of literature review on that subject, so it will be easier for you to sort out your issues, and you can find out your scope objectives over there. You can find out the methodology in those papers, so help it out. So there are very good project topics you can choose that will not be too expensive instead of starting a very expensive project. This is a very good idea. You have lots of projects that are very good, but that is cheap. You can easily conduct it and you can do innovative things as well in that. It's not necessary you will go for the expensive project that will you cannot afford it and struggling through it or even getting stuck due to lack of funds. You should also be credibly sure of availability and accessibility of reagents, specimens, chemicals, and the likes you around you. Okay, one thing is that, for example, you are going to do concrete testing, and in concrete testing, you have to use fibers, and you are not getting fibers in Pakistan. So, what you will do with that? So you have to be very careful for the selection of material, chemicals. You must know that these materials are available in the market, easily accessible. You can purchase it. They are not so expensive. That is, for example, you are unable to. Unable to to afford it or unable to purchase it, your pocket did not allow you to do so. So keep it in mind, whatever the project you selected, you have to check out the resources as well. So obviously you have 5 6 ideas, or maybe you have 10 ideas. So which idea you have to go for, that you have to check it out the resources for all the ideas and decide it and check it out first. You have to check it out in your laboratory. If you will not get those apparatuses, equipments, machineries over there, then you have to move on for the some testing lab. But before going that, you have to keep it in mind, if your budget exceed, so what will happen? So you have to make for example, if you are selecting 5 topics, so keep it in mind what you have to do. You have to be very careful while writing the resources. Check it out. For the example, at first step you will find it that it doesn't have equipments in your lab, so leave it out, just cut it out. Then you have to go for the second idea, and you will find it that you have resources. You will find everything over there. In Pakistan you will get each and everything. There is no need of extra transportation, so you will go for that. So these are the ways you can sort out your project. So let's move towards the next slide. And what is happening over there? So this is step number 3, and what you have to do, relevance. What is relevant? So there are some questions over there. What determines whether your project topic will be approved and how far it will go? Is it significance to the immediate environment and the research for, especially in your field? So what does it mean by that? Let's take an example. For example, you are going to do utilization of supplementary cementitious materials in the concrete. So you have to check out the impact of those supplementary cementitious materials on the environment as well. So obviously you have to check it out. This environmental impact on the basis of environmental impact assessment. What question do I want to answer with my research project? So you have to ask these questions to yourself. This will force you to look into your environment to see what relevant questions you can answer with your research. What knowledge gap do I want to fill in the research for? So are you going to do something new? If you are not going to do something new, so if you are taking any other research, so are you going to do something innovative in that research, and you are going to find out something new in that? So you have to ask these questions yourself. This will entail you checking previous versions in that area and then identifying the knowledge gaps and questions they haven't answered. So, what area of discovery or finding do I want to improve on? So you have to ask all these questions to yourself. This is best done in your supervisor's area of specialty, as you can easily be guided as to where other researchers stopped for you to pick up. So you can take guidelines or answers from your supervisors as well, but you have to think yourself as well. So this is your thinking capability. What area of discovery or finding do I want to improve on? So what do you want to improve on? So this is best done in your supervisor's area of specialty. So obviously keep it in your mind. You have to be very careful while selecting the project. And when you will select the project, so you have to be very careful while selecting your supervisor. What is his specialty, and what is his research area, and what is his interest to him. Obviously there are many subjects in the undergrad, so nobody is a master in every subject. So obviously he or she must be doing work in only one domain, or maybe he is or she doing in 2 domains, 3 domains. So it's up to the supervisor's interest as well. So you have to select the supervisor that in which he is having the best for example speciality. Is having interest in that area. So you have to ask these questions to yourself after reading the research papers as well. So you have to find out the supervisor, and you can take guidance from your head of the department. You can ask to your different teachers. You can also ask these types of questions from your mentors. You can ask these types of questions from your seniors as well. So you can take guidance from your seniors as well. So I am moving towards the next prospect. That's step number 4. So further studies. If you have the vision of earning higher degrees, MSc, PhD, etc., so then you can't just pick any topic for the sake of picking. It has to be a project you can build on and further research into when studying for higher degrees. For example, I was having the research in my master's. So, what was that research? I have done finite element modeling on bituminous bound macadam roads, and I have done this research on static loading. So, I have planned to do this research on dynamic loading in my PhD. So this will be very helping for you, this will be helpful for you. So you have to visualize your future, you have to do your work accordingly. So next, grants. You should also take into consideration areas in your field where your researcher seems to be very interested in and where they are more likely to offer grants. So if even if you don't get the grant at your very first project, you may eventually get one during further studies if you choose your niche wisely. For example, if you are not getting any grant in your FIP, so hope maybe you will get a scholarship in your masters and PhD. So it may happen. So you have to visualize your FIP for your future as well. So decide it accordingly. Papers. Another important thing when choosing your project topic is to try as much as possible to form it in such a way as to be able to write many papers from that singular project. For example, if someone is doing like research on the utilization of supplementary cementitious materials, in which it includes fly ash, plastic, and marble powder, and in concrete cylinders or concrete cubes. In the next step, in the next research, what you have to do, you can use these materials in partial by partial replacement of cement in slabs. You can do testing over that, and you have to use universal testing machine for that. So in the next step, what you can do, you can use different materials in that. So you can write many papers on that. So in this way, it will be helpful for you, and you will get real readings as well, and your time consumption will be reduced, and you will be able to write many papers from the single project. So you have to ask these questions and decide it accordingly. In that case, your research has to cover a number of significant areas that are closely related. So the question to ask yourself would be, can I build on this research topic in future studies? So you have to ask these questions yourself or identify the areas which you can work in your undergrads, then in your masters or postgraduate, and in your graduate. So next, step number 5, past projects. One more thing, what you have to do for your FIP libraries. Obviously, there must be the project library in your university. Obviously, it is located in university, and it is according to the department wise. So take advantage of your university library and especially your department library to find past projects in your field and area of interest, so you can sort it out what are the work has been done in those areas which you are going to work in it. So what new things you can do it. So you can take those project from the library of your university. So you can take guide from that, check their topics and the manner in which they are framed. This can go a long way in helping you to frame your own topic. So with a sense of assurance that you have materials to refer to, you can even check up on their outlines as well. So, next thing, online sites. There are different sites with suggested project topics in various fields. You can take guidelines from the students of other universities as well. There are lots of Facebook groups where you can approach the seniors, you can approach the students from other universities in the subject related to your field. Of course, you don't have to copy verbatim, but depending on what your area of interest is, you can work your topic around the ideas you see there. So these are the some steps I told you here. How can you sort out your final year project? So now, right now, we were going in the space. So in the step number 6, it's a completion, and what we are going time frame. So keep it in mind, you have a limited time, and with the FIP you have to work on your courses as well. And FIP is not only the testing, you have to write the report, you have to give the presentation. So obviously you have to make your presentation as well, you have to give mid-year presentation, you have to give final year presentation, and you have to show your testing research, pictures, videos you can show to the jury. Even you can you have to make graph and discuss it, what are the values you are getting, and you obviously you have to relate your values with the other research papers as well, or with real values also. So time frame, there is always a limited time frame for project work. You should choose your project topic considering the time allotted for completion. You don't want to start a project that's so promising but also very extensive that you are unable to finish up at the right time. So if you selected a project and you did not complete on the time, so it's not good. So it's not healthy for you. Try to make sure it's something you can finish up before the deadline. So you will be able to prepare your project as well. Don't get stuck in as much as a research is meant to bring out something new. It should not be totally strange to you. In other words, show that your choice topics such as you have a good grasp of, so you can avoid getting stuck. You need as much background knowledge as you need, plus research knowledge as well. But it doesn't mean that you are going to read 50 research papers. Obviously, you have to read 5 to 10 research papers on the subjects related to your topic. So it will be helpful for you. So don't try to stuck. You have to prepare the Gantt chart, time plan, and time frame. How can you do your work? How can you do your testing? How can you do your modeling of your work on the software, and how can you make your presentation, how can you make your report, and you have to prepare for the viva. If you work in the FIP, so obviously you will be able to answer to your the jury or your supervisor as well. So it's a space. Now step number 7, framing your topic. It should not be too broad. You have to be very careful not to choose an unnecessary broad topic, as it may prove quite difficult to concentrate it into a research question or guiding question. So keep it in your mind that your topic should be interesting and should be precise to attract the audience. So the next point is, it should not be too narrow. It's not to be narrow. Being too narrow is not good either. As for example, you are writing the topic is environment, so this will not be your final year project topic. So being too narrow is not good either, as this will constrain the volume of information available on that topic. You can take guidelines from reading different research papers, so it will help you out to write your own research topic. It should be broad enough for you to get sufficient literatures to work with, but must be narrowed down enough to have a focus question. In the next step, it should be a bit catchy. It should be a bit catchy. This may not look too obvious in an academic setting. For example, your work is not like that. Everyone is writing the same research paper, same research topic. So it's something new in that. But it's as important as the title of any book is. Your topic should be framed in such a way that it easily catches people's attention. Exactly what I want to tell you. You should attract the people's audience attention, so accord with your topic, and spark their curiosity. This will go a long way in making your project research go global. So you in this modern era, what you have to do, when everybody is moving in the university level, everybody is moving towards the research studies, so you should go for the research work. So you have to do some sort of research project in your FIP. Now I am going to discuss some projects or topics related to civil engineering. First of all, I want to tell you earthquake related projects. So for example, this is earthquake related projects. Obviously, earthquake is the disaster. It's a natural disaster, and obviously it comes. But civil engineers, what civil engineers can do, they can reduce its impact on the disaster. So how can we reduce the impact of disaster? By making for example, earthquake proof structures. Obviously no structure is like that it will not fall down after when the magnitude of earthquake is coming around 8 on Richter scale. So what we have to do, we can reduce its impact, we can reduce the disaster or damage to the environment or the human lives. So how can we do that? So you can see in these pictures what a massive disasters is occurred due to the earthquake. So how can we reduce its impact? Obviously, we cannot eliminate it, but we are trying to do it. So, what will be your FIP projects? So, some topics I'm just going to go through with it. So, it will be helpful for you. How can you write down? How can you select the project? So, analysis of seismic demand in different structural members. But you can do these types of projects if you have earthquake lab over there in your university or somewhere else. You can do testing. So the next topic is advanced earthquake resistant techniques and seismic isolation devices. You can do some testing or research on it. Energy dissipation devices for seismic design and reservoir induced seismicity, failure of foundation due to earthquake, cost benefit analysis of earthquake resistant structures, how if you are going to construct earthquake resistant structure, so how it will be the customer or the client will be get benefited and cost will be reduced. Confined versus brick masonry buildings, seismic behavior analysis of different structures. You can build the structures, small sample structures, and go for the earthquake vibrating tables and check and do testing over that. So it all needs what? It all needs the earthquake lab. So buildings, bridges, shear walls, footing, masonry, and all that. So next topic will be, it's still a earthquake related project, so there are a variety of topics you can go for that. Earthquake vibration control using new and innovative materials, increasing the strength of buildings by introducing new materials in construction like bentonite, marble dust, rice husk, analysis of building codes, innovative use of wood and steel in concrete or big buildings to avoid massive damage in the structures and damage to the life, and landslide stabilization, seismic vulnerability, risk assessment and risk assessment of existing buildings for a specific area, example vulnerability, and risk assessment of brick masonry buildings in Peshawar, Pakistan, critical evaluation of design methods in seismic zones, numerical evaluation of the behavior of a reinforced concrete building, how to mainstream the earthquake resistant building design, sociology, socially, economically, or technically. Structural and non-structural effects of earthquake. I'm not going to give you the topic for the earthquake related projects. I'm just giving you the domain and you can select your topics and ideas and you can generate your ideas according to that. Probabilistic and deterministic seismic hazard analysis. So these are the some topics you can explore more. And now I am coming to the surveying and labeling. Surveying, what are the ideas for the FIPs for the surveying and labeling? So let's see what are the surveying and labeling. So what are the topics you can consider in it? Advanced technology in surveying, development of remote monitoring system for civil engineering, determination of road profile in an area, use of contouring to find suitable places for different purposes, example dams, roads, buildings, power plants, industries, reservoirs, etc. Use of GIS and remote sensing and surveying, laser surveying, its application, advancement, pros and cons, application of different surveying techniques for solving real world problems, critical analysis of already conducted surveys for different projects. So let's go for the next, and that is engineering materials. Okay, one thing I want to share with you, bioengineers and civil engineers can work in this field equally. And actually nowadays biomaterials are using in place of cement, and biomaterials are also using in the road construction as well. So different types of materials are in the market, nanocrystals, nanoparticles, there are lots of things in the market. Waste material, you can see there are variety of materials in the market. You can find out fibers also, nanotubes, fibers, rods. There are lots of things are using in the concrete. So moving towards the next slide. and we have variety of topics over here. You can search it out in engineering materials, smart materials, basalt rock fiber. You can use cellular lightweight concrete, mineral ad, admixtures for high performance concrete, glass fiber reinforced concrete, geosynthetics. Bamboo as a building material are using silica fume concrete, flash concrete pavement. So there are lots of topics, variety of topics in the civil engineering. And you can see non-destructive testing of concrete, structural and non-structural behavior of analysis of structures, brick, concrete, stone, wood, steel structures, modeling and simulation of new or innovative materials in structural analysis softwares, innovative use of wood and steel in concrete or brick buildings, pros and cons of using RCC, plain cement concrete, and how to fill the cons gaps. Use of local materials for insulation and waterproofing, investigation of insulative properties of different materials. Nowadays, these types of materials are using in the building construction. Materials for sound barrier, development of sustainable materials. So variety of topics are there. So you are the one, you have to choose it. So I'm just giving you the idea of for the selection of your FIP projects, but you have to work in the domain, and particular you have to search out the particular topic on which you want to work on it. So highway and transportation engineering, you will get it. What? Advanced pavement design, intelligent transport system, ITS, bus rapid transport, flexible pavement, rural road development, highway safety, mixed traffic control, behavior of continuously reinforced concrete pavement, automated highway systems, traffic volume studies and congestion solutions, traffic simulation and modeling of specific areas, analysis of traffic flows, correlation of different factors on driver behavior and vehicle speed, correlation of level of service on vehicle speeds. So there are a variety of topics you will find it out in every domain, in every specialized field of civil engineering. In environmental engineering, what are the topics you have? So let's move. Let me see what are the topics for environmental engineering. Sewage treatment plant, air pollution, its control, marine pollution, logistic management of solid waste, e-waste disposal, environmental impact assessment. So variety of topics you will get it in softwares and computer applications. So what are the softwares and computer applications are going in the market? You have to search it out. What you have to do, how can you find it out? Which are the softwares and computer applications are very demanding in the field of civil engineering? So what you have to do, you have to search out the jobs in the newspaper or online search, and you have to find out what are the credibilities or capabilities they or computer skills they are asking for the civil engineers. When you will check it out, so you will find it out what the softwares are in the market or are in the demand nowadays. For the traffic simulation or modeling, Python programming is very much famous even in civil engineering, so you can go for that as well. So what are the computer applications? Let's see. Computer applications in civil engineering, ANN, GIS, GPS and its application, arsenic removal from groundwater by coagulation process, concrete cube testing, a neural network approach using MATLAB 6, whatever the version of MATLAB, geometry optimization of space frame structures, application of remote sensing and GIS in groundwater prospecting, application of software in civil engineering industry. So there are variety of topics and variety of softwares in the market, so you can do it. Irrigation and water resources engineering, so you can see what what are the topics related to it. So let's go. Irrigation and water resources engineering, in which what you will get: watershed management, water resources engineering, interlinking of rivers, hydraulic and hydrological impacts on bridges. So these are the topics you can consider while going for the hydraulic. Now for the soil mechanics and geotechnical engineering, I am working in this field. So I really love this. So let me tell you what are the topics. Soil testing, you can design flexible pavement, you can design rigid pavement, So you can do CBR testing. There are variety of things. You have to collect the soil sample from the field, and then you have to do testing of sieve analysis, liquid limit, plastic limit, then modified Proctor test, obviously for the heavy traffic, modified Proctor test is to be done. Then CBR testing is there. Then you have to design when you will get your CBR value. So you have to design the pavement thickness. So you can also add some admixtures in the soil as well to improve the properties of the soil, to improve the strength of the soil. So soil liquefaction, you have ready-mix concrete plants, pile foundation, improvement of bearing capacity of sandy soil by grouting, ground improvement techniques, use of plastic as soil stabilizer, erosion control in slope. So there are the variety of topics you can find it out soil mechanics, and I do believe that the soil mechanics is a very good uh, it's a very good field, and you can work it out. You will find it because the whole strength of the building depends upon the quality or strength of the soil or sand, or especially the local soil where the building is going to be constructed. And obviously uh, strength of the bridge is also dependent upon the conditions of the soil, quality of the soil, and roads. Obviously, road quality also depends upon the quality of soil. So you can go different type of research paper, different types of research in this area as well. So you need different types of testing machine, CBR test machine, modified Proctor test. You need some sort of equipment for that, tri-gel machine for testing also. So there are lots of variety of things you need it for doing these types of testings. So it is going to near to an end, but before that, I want to tell you one thing. How can you search out your research papers if you have selected any topic? If you have done the selection of the topic, so what you have to do, how can you search out the topic? So let me tell you, before ending the session, I want to tell you how can you do that. So let me go into the Google Chrome and share my window. And let me tell you, for example, I am searching utilization of waste material, waste material, waste material in concrete. And you can write down research paper before that. Research paper in. So you will get variety of research papers over here. So when you will get research papers on this topic, so what you have to do, you have to download it. You will click on it. Let me see whether it is coming to you or not. So you have to download it. So let me share with you. This is the way you can see here. So you have to download this article in the format of PDF. So let it come, and this is the paper, and you have to read its methodology. You can see its title, so you can select the title as like this. You can do some amendments in it. You can find abstract at the top, then you will get the introduction over here, then you will get methodology, but you need to find out the scope and objectives as well. So how they have done this research, then there is a results and discussion, whatever the results they get it. So they discussed in it this. You can see here, this is the histogram over here, and they have discussed it. And the study reveals that slag and fly ash are effective supplementary elements improving the properties of the concrete with cement. So you will get the idea from these types of research papers. So you can search more research papers on that same topic and check it out which type of topic you can select it, which type of topic you have to put it on in your research. So you are the one, you have to decide it after reading 2 3 research paper at least on the same domain which you are going to work on it. Obviously you are going something new, you want to do something new thing, But what you have to do before that, you have to search out the research paper in the domain where do you want to work on it. So this is all about the FYP guidelines when you are going to select your project. This is at the initial level. And if you have when you have done selection of the topic, what you have to do in the next step, you have to identify your supervisor and meet him and then finalize your synopsis. So this is the initial steps which I want to discuss with you. Normally students move from third year to the final year and they are unable to understand what are the methodologies they have to follow for deciding the project. And when they started the project, then they realized that this project is not of their interest. So I believe after watching this video, so you will find it helpful in in the selection of your project, and it will be a guideline for you for the selection of your project, and it will be helpful for you as well. And you can see you after watching this video, hopefully you will be able to make this type of dam, or you can say that it's this kind of bridge from to cross it. Hopefully you will be able to make it, but I just want to make sure, kindly whatever the topic you have to select it, be stick with it and try to work some innovative and different from the previous studies. And please keep your focus on it and try to work harder. And obviously I believe in the teamwork. If you work in the teamwork, so what will happen if you are working in the team? So what will, obviously you will get the best results. So teamwork is very necessary for the final year project. So hopefully it will be clear to all of you. And if you find this video helpful for you, so please don't forget to subscribe this channel and click on the bell notification for the more updates of the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.